Morning, grade 1 students. Today is Friday, the 1st May 2020, and we're going to have science. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to classify animals according to their body coverings. Things you'll need: listening ears, attentive eyes, and happy faces. I really hope that you enjoy today's science lesson. Animal body coverings. What is your body covered in? So take a look at your arms or your legs. What do you see there? What can you feel? What is your body covered in? Did you say hair? Yes, your body is covered in hair. Do you think animals are covered in hair too? Actually, animals are covered in 4 main body coverings, and we're going to explore them today. First off, we have fur or hair. Some animals are covered in fur or hair. This animal is a cat. We're going to look at the video. So you notice the cat's entire body is covered in fur. That's what makes them so soft and so nice to pet. Next up, we have a wolf. Look at how hairy this wolf looks. So very fluffy. And the wolf is covered in fur. Can you think of any other animal that is also covered in fur or hair? Some animals are covered in feathers. And here we have a rooster, and a rooster is a male chicken. Do you see the feathers on its body? Look at the feathers on its wings. The feathers on this rooster are colored white. Next, we have some hummingbirds, and hummingbirds are covered in very colorful feathers. Let's take a look. Wow, look at the colors on this hummingbird. Look at how beautiful they are. There's so many different colors. And it seems as if the colors are glowing because the light from the sun is bouncing off of them, so it gives them a glowing color. Can you think of any other animal that is covered in feathers? Next up, we have scales. Some animals are covered in scales, and here we're going to look at a video of an iguana, and iguanas are covered in scales. This is a very big iguana, and when you look at the iguana's body and you see these rough looking patches, those are actually scales. So the iguana's entire body is covered in scales. Have you ever seen an iguana before? Next up, we have fish. And fish are also covered in scales. These scales are very colorful. You notice the scales on the fish's body here? What colors do you see on this fish? Wow, this is a very big fish. This one looks like a parrotfish. Next body covering is shell. Some animals are covered in shell, and this is a snail. So you notice that the snail has the shell on its back. Have you ever seen a snail before? The next animal we're going to look at is a crab. So some crabs live in a shell, like this crab right here. We will call it a soldier's crab. Its correct name is a hermit crab. And other crabs, like this one, have the entire bodies covered in a hard shell. This is a very colorful crab. Can you think of any of the animals that are covered in shell? What are these animals covered in? Do you know the name of this bird? Yes, this bird is the national bird of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it is the Amazon gildingi. What is its body covered in? Look at the various colors of this body covering. Its body is covered in feathers and it's very colorful, and we can see the national colors of our flag in there, the blue, yellow, and green. Next up, we have this furry creature. Do you know the name of this animal? It is a mongoose. So we have a mommy mongoose and a baby mongoose. And the mongoose is covered in fur. The mongoose is covered in fur. You can normally see them scurrying across the road. Next up we have this green looking animal. What is it? It is a snake. And what is its body covered in? Its body is covered in scales. Do you see the tiny scales on its body right here? This is one scale, this is 2, 3, 4. It has so many scales. It will probably take us a very long time to count all of them. Next up we have this animal. What animal is this? And it has a lot of babies, many babies. Can we count the babies? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 8 babies. But what animal is this? It is what we call a manicou, but its correct name is opossum. And what is its body covered in? It's covered in fur. Excellent. This animal. Have you ever seen an animal like this before? This is an owl. It's actually a barn owl, and we do have these owls in St. Vincent. You can probably hear them in the early morning or late at night making noises. And what is its body covered in? Look at its wings. You can see the body covering here. It is covered in feathers. Yes, its body is covered in feathers. Let's see the next animal now. What is this animal? Lives under the sea. What is it? It's a sea turtle. And what do you notice its body is covered in? Yes, shell. And it also has another body covering. When you look at its head, you look at its flippers. What are these things? Are they shell? No, they are hard like shell, but actually they are scales. So the sea turtle is a very special animal that has its body covered in both shell and scales. Excellent job. Give yourself a round of applause. You did such a wonderful job on today's lesson, and I really hope that you learned about the different animal body coverings and animals that fit into each group. So when you see animals outside in your yard flying in the air, look at them and figure out what their body is covered in. That is the end of today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. I really hope to see you soon inside of class. Bye.